Welcome to the Mass Journal. I'm the Masses, and this is my trading perspective based on my trading experiences and my trading visions. Anyways, the motto is improvement, maintenance, and victory. And today's lesson, not even today's lesson, this is day 9. It's supposed to be day 8, but I'm gonna call it day 9. From now on until day 90, I'm gonna post a video on YouTube to contain my program. Now, this is very important to understand. Here's the thing. The reason I opt to trade a small account is because, one, trading is scalable. You can hit a big account and, scale over time. And losing a small account is not that painful. It's also because losing the account is not that painful and you can fund again. Here's the thing. Whether you have 25,000 or $25, you have to grow both those accounts. You can't just say funding is going to make me successful. This ain't demo trading. Real trading, you have real emotions towards your money. So many traders think they fail because of funding. You don't fail because of funding. You fail because you can't trade. And that's the plain truth. You suck at trading. And trading is account management. Account management that's coupled by what? By skill, time, and access. You need to have access to quality signals. You need to have skill to understand signals. Now, a lot of us take this signal thing into head, thinking that the signal makes you money. No, the reaction of the signal is what makes you money. How you react to the context of the market. Signal is just the context. It's context which you understand. Now, the good thing about the market is that context is connected to yesterday. And whatever is happening was supposed to happen, and what will happen. So if there was a W at 10 p.m. and you lost, you shouldn't take it personal. That was supposed to happen. That's the trading part. It's not understanding the signal, it's reacting to the signal. So this takes me back to why I'm making these videos from day 1 until day 90, even though I blew. Here's the thing. In the market, in trading, for me, the most valuable asset in trading is time, wasted time, because time generates the best situations for money. You could have been out of the market during the period the market produces the easiest signals ever. And the goal of the market is not to show that you actually understand. Sounds counterintuitive because they said you do need skill. On an active basis, your job is to show that you can react until you hit your goal. So if I fund $25 and I want to hit 200K, my goal is not to prove that I understand the trade that I took. My goal is to actually get to that 200K eventually. If I have 25K, my goal is to get to that 200K eventually. Again, you could lose that 25K because it's the trader who makes the success. Now, we have a structure. Structure says, do not take any shortcuts. The shortcut is the actual route, which is day 1 until day 90. Follow your process. Your process does not ensure you win. It puts you in place to win. It puts you in manageable positions to win. Kind of like saying, utilize a small lot size. Utilize profit taking, break evens, stop losses. These things ensure that you win. Why? If you lose a trade with a smaller lot size, it's manageable. If you win a trade with the smaller lot size, it's manageable because you can hold it. The upside is, market-based. Now, I use 3 pairs because I want to trade every day. I want to day trade. But the day trading is different. It's not day trade from a technical perspective where I utilize specific time frames that force me to day trade. No, I use daily H1 and H4. But I was selective, I was discretionary, I chose the best signals to interact with my account. The goal is to get better every day, which is ensure that every day you are interacting with the market the easiest way you know how, and you make a profit. Over the period of 90 days, your account will stabilize. And besides that, I had 2 phases of profit. The first phase is, small profit, small lot sizes consistently. I found out there's no such thing as consistent loss because signal sizes and shapes and contexts differ. Outcome also differs because sometimes the market can pay you more than you expected, and now you're in a different position. You don't need to hold specific signals for this amount of period. But we had, specific signals for the daily, for the H4, for the H1. So I created strategy specifically for each time frame, and then I created a system where it combines each time frame because the market continues and reverses. It's always in a trend situation. When I say I mean consolidation. Your consolidation is the market's choice between reversing and continuing. Every trend is initiated by a consolidation. Every trend comes from a consolidation, except when we're talking about the first candle ever. The first candle ever was just a singular candle, structure. But as time went on, more structure was created, and where the market turned from bull to bear, that's when our consolidation started. So that's where the concept of moving money came about when I was creating the strategy. And this is where I started to understand the market more deep. The more you utilize your confidence, the market tells you this is how you can make easier money. So as we completed that 90 days, we did blow. We blew the account when it was at 6K, and we had to restart again. Then we got the account to 78K. We blew the account I don't know when, on the second month, because the first month the goal that we hit was 4K. 300 Rand to 4K over 30 days. Trading gradually, slowly. Didn't even take that many losses. And then obviously when you get to 10K, you fractionalize. That means you put a K per trade because you are confident enough when it comes to these trades and you understand the market's reaction to your confidence. I'm never trading Bitcoin again. It blew me last week and it's fucking bullshit. So yeah, we did that. We got to 78K. The market is scalable. That's why you can utilize time to profit. I spoke about this, the profit accumulators. And these profit accumulators are derived from my aggressive trading system. Why do I call it aggressive? It's not necessarily aggressive. It's more free-flowing. It's fluent. I'll call it my fluent trading system. The problem is it has a lot of losses. It requires a lot of attention when it comes to the market because you have to play with opportunity. I won't say find opportunity because you have to play with opportunity. Some opportunities are just there. You take it and it makes you a profit. Not necessarily in the direction of your confluence or structure. Now, the first program, everything was confluence. Pure selectivity based on the two strategies that we use. One for trend trading and one for reversal trading. And here's the thing. When it comes to structural trading means isolating the time frame to what it is. The time frame can reverse, the time frame can continue. So I understood also those perspectives that when I'm analyzing on a daily H4 and H1, I first look for the trade on each time frame. Is there a trade on each time frame? If no, then I utilize a systematic approach. And again, if there's none, I'll utilize an approach where eventually, where would I find a trade? So every day I found a trade. Every day I made profit. Sometimes I had clocked out by 9 because it was so easy. But something happens as you trade. You improve. You start optimizing your material. The reason you started trading is because you created material to tell you what to do. So the more I learned what to do, the more I started becoming derailed. And then I got an opportunity to trade for someone. And they gave me large funds. I refused the funds because I knew I was going to lose. Even after coming off that successful period. The reason I knew I was going to lose is because after hitting this target, I had to optimize my processing system, understand what I did, why I did it, to optimize my system. Because some of the things were based on just hypothesis, like I'm going to do this because this happens and this happens. Then when you do them in real time, you realize that there's certain reactions that are included for that to happen. Kind of like support and resistance not being a thing in the market. It's not a real factor. It's based on the running trade. Support and resistance means the market is in a consolidation. It's choosing between support. It's choosing between reversing or continuing because the market is always in a trend situation. It's either trending, consolidating to choose whether it's reversing or continuing. And yeah, so I understood that, and it's like it took me into a spiral. I couldn't trade for a while. The reason I couldn't trade is because confluence says follow it no matter what. Confluence. Then fluency says freedom based on understanding. And that's where I started, clashing with my system, because whenever I went back to the market, I just know how to find profit in the market. And this led me into a spiral. And that's because I also wanted an aggressive trading system, because here's the thing, 78K after 3 months, when the market is efficiently inefficient or inefficiently efficient, today you can make a K, then make 200, 200, 200, then make 30K. That's the market I know. That's the realistic market. So I want to create a system that's aligned with the realistic market, which is what I'm in right now. I'm in day 8. I'm in day 9. Now, the reason I'm carrying on and not saying the program is done on day 9 is because I understand market fluency. I can fund next week, day 15, which is my goal. Again, I'm going to fund on day 15. Now, does this mean I'm not journaling every day? I'm journaling every day. I'm looking at the market every day. I'm interacting with my studies, my improvements, my market improvements. Here's the thing. You want to be a student of the game in the market forever. Because the more you realize, the more you learn, the more you succeed, the more you prevail in the market, the more you know that you don't know. Now, that doesn't mean that you cancel everything out. It means you optimize everything that you've created. I recently went through my journals and I found out that there's a lot of shit I didn't know. There's a lot of perspectives that were too surface level, and they could have cost me big time. So that was understood.